Good evening. We start the press conference with Team England head coach Mark Simpson. Mark, all yours.
Oh, what a tough one. What a tough one to take. Look, I can't speak about the game. All I can speak about is how incredibly proud I am of my group, the players, the staff, the supporters back home, the supporters who travelled to Canada. You know, this is an England team that have just given their all. As people, they've sacrificed so much for this tournament, and they gave everything, absolutely everything. We're a team who will go home knowing that we could not have done any more, given any more ounce of blood, sweat or tears, smiles, whatever it was, we couldn't give any more. We gave our all. I'm very, very proud of the group and what this team have done for the women's game back home. I know we'll have a lasting legacy because the way we've gone out today, as hard as it is, we'll make them even more heroes. The way Laura Bassett has played today in this tournament, she's epitomised all the values that English football fans want to see in that white jersey when you've got a 3 line on your chest. Pride, passion, never say die, and play for the team. And, okay, she's hurting now, but tomorrow morning she'll wake up, she'll have 22 teammates, a group of staff, give her a hug, tell her how proud we are of her, and we'll all do the same to the whole group. And I know when they get back, they'll be welcomed back as heroes.
Thank you, Mark. Questions? Yeah.
Mark, after that own goal, there was an amazing outpouring of support for your player Bassett. Can you give us a sense of what went on during that? Because it went on for a while, and it was about as supportive as I've ever seen a group get for a player.
Yeah, it was. It really was. It was a horrible moment, obviously, for Laura. But you can see the regard in which the team hold Laura and all their teammates by their reaction. Of course, every single member of my group is devastated. When that ball went over the line, we were devastated. But our first point of call is look after your own. Laura's one of us. She's one of our team. We get around her. We console her. We let her cry. And we tell her how proud we are of her. Because without her, we wouldn't be in the semi-final. And that's just a moment that this team has delivered again in this tournament. I've spoken about it before. About over the course of this journey, there's been moments in games, moments off the field that have kept us rolling. And that's a moment that was just special to this team.
Yeah.
Hi, Kate Riley, CNN. We've loved covering England this tournament. Great stories. But as a manager, what's your duty of care for Laura when you go back home? Because the media spotlight can be a cruel thing back in England.
What are they going to say? She was outstanding over the course of the tournament, and a deflection has come off her knee that goes in the goal in the last minute. Yeah, nah, not having that. Our media will be behind Laura Bassett. When she comes home, she'll be a hero. You know, there was moments in that game today where she stood up. She stopped an incredibly strong strike force. So, no, Laura Bassett, without any shadow of a doubt, will go home a hero. But we'll be there for her. Whatever she needs, this team will be there for her. Even though we'll get back on a plane in a week, when we get back, we'll stay together. We'll stay strong. And this group of players are friends for life now.
Mark, first of all, how is Bass? And secondly, you used the word horrible, and it was a horrible way to finish a game that you must feel that you should have won it. Certainly it had the better of the second half and good chances.
Well, I haven't said it yet, and I should have. I will pay huge credit to Japan. They're the world champions, and today we saw why they're world champions, because they've got hearts of lions. They hang in there, they stay in the game, they represent their country in a manner that their country should be very, very proud. And okay, it was a horrible moment for us, but huge credit to the Japanese team for withstanding that England onslaught in that second half. And I couldn't have asked any more of my players. They executed the game plan. They created chances. They had huge moments to score. I've never, ever seen a team do that to this Japanese team, to just park the bus in their half of the pitch and create chance after chance. And obviously with Laura at the moment, she's in a hard place. She really is. You know, the team have got around her, a family around her now, and it'll take her a bit of time tonight just to get back in the game. But you know, she knows she's got the support of our group and everyone connected with this team. I can't reiterate enough and emphasise enough. Laura Bassett epitomises what our team's about. She's honest, she's humble, she's hard-working. I've spoken about the previous values. You know, there's not one manager in the world who wouldn't want a Laura Bassett in her group.
Next question. Yeah, Terry.
Can you, for those of us who don't know her, and you just spoke to her about her a little bit there, but can you kind of expand on her relationship to everybody on the team and what kind of a person she is and that sort of thing? And the other part is when you say this team is going home, I read a reference somewhere to the fact you might play a game in Wembley. Would that be a healing thing for this team to do something like that?
Look, Laura Bassett, as a person and as a footballer, is a person that anyone will be privileged to have part of their life. She is a role model to every single player in our team. I've never seen someone train as hard, someone commit so much to the cause. And off the field, she is just the epitome of a good person. You can talk about whatever value you want, but any value you associate with a good person, Laura Bassett has in abundance. If she was your sister, your daughter, your best friend, you'd be a very, very lucky person to have Laura Bassett in your life. In terms of when we get back, oh, wow, you know, one step at a time. We'll get ourselves around this one. We'll catch up as a team later tonight, and we'll try our best to console each other and celebrate what we've done. We've achieved something very special this tournament, and when we get home, we'll see what happens.
Okay. Next question.
Mark, as disappointing as this loss was, and after, do you feel that this team can go home after being questioned and Japan saying perhaps that his players were superior to yours? Can you go home with knowing what your team did against Japan today?
Oh, I knew that already. I didn't need to see that game today to know what my players were capable of. This team have dug deeper than any other team I've worked with, any other team I've seen. They've just hung on in there, found a way to play competitive football and do their best to win football matches. And, you know, this team will go home knowing that they've left everything they possibly could on that field. There was nothing more our team could have done today to put that ball, other than put that ball in the back of the net. We created chances, we dominated territory. I haven't seen the possession stats, but we're not far off against the Japanese team, who we know how technical they can be. And they deserve something out of the game. So credit to Japan for hanging on in there, finding a way to get themselves through to a final. But you know, this team has shown the world what it's capable of this tournament.
Next.
Mark, how difficult, and I know it's right after this game, but to emotionally put this team back together for a third-place game on Saturday?
Oh, no problem at all. No problem at all. Look, this group are going to go again. They're going to pick themselves up, and they're going to go again. They know nothing different. When they put the jersey on, when they've got the 3 lions on their chest, they feel 10 feet taller. They know what it means. They know the sense of responsibility, and they're going to go for it. Whatever they've got left in the tank, this team will give. Whether it'll be good enough, we'll see. Whenever that game is, we'll see. But whatever they've got left in the tank, this team will give.
Yeah.
Mark, Christian Radnich for Freelance. Commiserations. Well played, though. What do you hope that the team will take from this defeat and the whole tournament? You've talked before about mental strength and making your players emotionally strong as well as physically strong. What do you hope that they're going to take away from Canada and this game?
They're going to take away some special memories for the rest of their lifetime. That's for sure. This team have been... Poof, I can't find a word to emphasise how together this team have been. They've been a special group to work with. They've been a privilege to work with. And they've just laid down a marker in terms of what type of people they are, what type of team this team is. And for us, and for me, I can't be any prouder. And to talk about that is as good as winning the World Cup for us. It's as good as winning the World Cup. You know, look, we came here and we felt we could win it. We felt we could go all the way. We were the only ones in the world who thought it, but we felt we can go all the way. But what we've achieved, what the values this team have epitomised, is as good as having a medal around your neck.
Coach, well, after such a good match, I've got to ask, well, part of my job is to write about Japan, so sorry to ask this question, but well, did you find any, regarding the fact that the first goal was produced from their long balls and the second goal was from a counter-attack, did you find any difference in the Japanese team that you had anticipated or previously, well, played against each other? Did you feel, well, something different from what you thought from them?
For me, football was a game. We talked about it yesterday about which team could enforce their style on the game. So I've got to give huge credit to my team that they made Japan play in a way that we wanted them to play. We controlled territory. We controlled the areas they wanted to have the ball and made sure they couldn't. And okay, we've been caught with a penalty, which is a slight mistake from us, but you know, I need to see that penalty again. And then a moment in the end where, you know, it's a foul in our half, it's a free kick to us, the whistle's in the ref's mouth, it doesn't get blown, and 10 seconds later the ball's the back of our net. I mean, that's not a counter-attack. You know, we're set up to defend counter-attacks. When our players stop because there's about a foul to happen, you know, what you can do, and Bass gave her all to get back on it, and in the end couldn't quite get there. But you know, like I said, I thought Japan showed a different side to them today. We all know they can play, you know, some fantastic possession football, but they've shown their character, they've shown their resilience, and they've shown their determination to defend this title.
Mark, just want to ask you, what were you able to do to press them in their own third of the field when usually Japan tears teams apart when they do that strategy? What did you guys do different than maybe some other teams would?
Well, the players were superhuman. They were superhuman. Chapman, Moore, Williams, Duggan, Taylor, White, Scott, Carney, Raff, Alex Scott, Bronzy, Steph, Bass. They just ran themselves in the ground. You know, any loose ball on that field, a white jersey was on it. And when you want to play like that, you just need your players to be superhuman. And we demanded that before the game. We said, look, if we want to have a chance of getting to a final, put aside what you've done before, aim for the sky. You've got to be a player and a person you've never seen before. And they produced that superhuman effort to press, to work, to compete, and to control a Japan team who we all know can pop you to death if you don't do that work.
Sorry for another Bassett question, but you guys were on the field for a while, you and her, you had your arms around her. I'm just wondering what you said to her. I mean, what can you say in that situation?
I mean, look, you just need to be there. You just need to be there, and you can see the team. The team wanted to be there. There's not much you can say, and what we did say will stay private. But most importantly is this team can't be afraid to cry. There's nothing wrong with that at all. You know, they gave everything. And when you give emotionally the amount this team gave this tournament, of course, when there's a huge disappointment like there was, there's going to be that outcry, isn't there? There's going to be that moment where you just let loose. And, you know, I've no doubt this team is crying in that change room. They're consoling each other, picking each other up, and they're getting around each other. But it will sink in soon, what they've achieved and how proud everyone is of their teammate and what they've done to put women's football in our country in a place it's never been before.
Okay, we take 2 more questions. Yeah.
Hi, Mark. And commiserations and congratulations on the tournament. Obviously, England going out in glorious sort of fashion, or glorious failure, if you like, has been something that we're used to with the men's team. What's it like becoming accustomed to that for the first time?
Oh, no failure on our behalf. No failure from this team. This team have overachieved. They've achieved things that no one ever thought they could achieve. And we've all seen the game today. This team have left everything on the line. And look, football at this level is cruel. Moments change matches. And sometimes not always the best team win. And sometimes you don't get what you deserve. But all you can do is, as a group of people, you can commit yourself wholeheartedly to the game plan. You can emotionally give everything on the field for your teammate. And you can fight to the end. And every single game, including today, this team have done. And in my book, that'll never be a failure.
Thank you. Yeah. That's
Mark, you talk about the legacy. Tell me what you want to see in the next 5 to 10 years in terms of the growth of women's football in England.
Look, come on, everyone. Come on, everyone back home. Let's raise the bar, innit? Let's raise the bar. Let's build on what this team has done. Someone had to be the trailblazer. Someone had to put their foot down and step out and say, we're going to make a difference. We're going to be the catalyst. But as a group, we're going to keep this ball rolling. My staff, my players, and I know I'm going to demand that everyone back home really ups their game. And we commit everything we can to keep growing this sport in our country. We've got some amazing people involved in women's football, and I know they're hurting right now, but I know come tomorrow morning, they're going to get up and they're going to say, come on in, let's keep this snowball rolling. Let's make sure that next time we go to a major championship, England has got the strongest women's football programme in the world. We have that potential just because of the quality of the people we got in our programme. And we needed a catalyst. And this team have stepped out and produced that catalyst. So no more now, no more excuses. There's no more catalyst needed. Now it's about, let's stay together, let's raise the bar, and let's nail it. Let's get it done. Why not?
okay. Thank you very much. And Mark, thank you for your comments as well. And thank you for cooperation.
Thank you.